Right now from Channel 3, this is Eyewitness News.
Right now at 11 o'clock, we start with brand new details about that deadly plane crash at Bradley Airport. Tonight, we know at least 7 people are dead and 6 people are in the hospital recovering as the investigation just gets started into what happened before that crash. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us right now at 11 o'clock. I'm Mark Zinni, alongside Erin Connolly, who will be joining us live at Bradley Airport. She will lead off our coverage coming up in just a moment, but we are going to start right now with the details, minute by minute, of what happened first thing this morning. 9:45 a.m. on runway 6 at Bradley, the B-17 with 13 people on board, 3 crew members and 10 passengers took off. At 9:50, within approximately 5 minutes, the crew contacted the tower about an issue and they were heading back.
Boeing 93012, we'd like to return to the field.
What's the reason for coming back?
We got number 4 engine. We'd like to return, blow it out.
But while landing, the B-17 hit the landing instrument station, veered to the right, crossed the runway, and struck the de-icing facility.
Okay, I've got two yellows on the other side of the de-ice truck. One is complaining of feeling lightheaded and feels she's going to pass out. The other has some burns.
Radio transmissions detail the panic, and many eyewitnesses started calling our newsroom, telling us they saw the plane flying very low and then heard loud sounds before seeing thick black smoke in the air, including this view of the smoke and flames from Route 20, taken by Travis Marinelli on his way to work.
Be advised, we're setting up a lifestyle site over here just to the east of the de-ice pad. That'll be for one critical victim.
Other commercial flights came to a standstill and passengers were left dealing with delays and cancellations. At 4 p.m., only 6 hours after the deadly flight, the NTSB was on scene to begin their investigation. 2 hours later, at 6 p.m., the NTSB confirmed 16 people were involved. In addition to the 13 people on the plane, 2 airport employees were inside the de-icing facility and 1 was injured. And 1 firefighter also required medical attention. Now, still an awful lot of questions, obviously, right now about exactly what happened. We do want to send things out to Channel 3's Erin Connolly. She's live at Bradley International Airport with the scene not too far away from you, Erin. Obviously, a very, very difficult day for so many people here in Connecticut.
It really is, Mark, and I think being here, you just get a feeling of that raw emotion experienced by so many. Right now, we're at the international arrival section of the airport. If you look behind me right there, you can still see that emergency personnel are on the ground right now. There are a number of agencies who will be investigating here for quite some time. But when I got on the ground here earlier today, I spoke to a number of eyewitnesses. They were really shaken up with what they saw. The plane being so loud and so close to where some people lived and worked really had an impact. And as that death toll continued to go up throughout the day, I think it's just a very hard day for Connecticut. You saw it in Governor Lamont's speech earlier today. He was very emotional. And as we try to learn more about these victims and those injured today, we are also trying to figure out exactly how and why this happened. Channel 3's Patricia Del Rio has been live for us all day. She joins us right now with more on what investigators are saying tonight. Patricia.
Good evening, Erin. Well, investigators are saying that this is going to take quite some time before we have some answers, probably 12 to 18 months before they would issue their final report and have some sort of conclusion on the probable cause. Meantime, amidst all of that chaos, heroes emerging who possibly saved lives. Amidst the ash and rubble, the B-17 bomber so badly destroyed only the plane's tail and one of its wings are recognizable. Now investigators must sift through that wreckage to try to figure out how this 75-year-old World War II plane crashed. The National Transportation Safety Board is leading the investigation and says it will take time.
We expect to be here about 7 to 10 days. At about 10 days is when we issue a preliminary report which provides just the factual information that we have at that time. We will not be determining a probable cause while we are on scene.
The Connecticut State Police have already been hard at work looking at cell phone video of witnesses to the firing crash, as well as talking to survivors, and already stories of heroism are emerging.
There is a story unfolding about a very courageous individual that went towards the plane and assisted folks in getting out. There's also some stories that will unfold later on about folks that were on that plane that were able to open a hatch and assist others in leaving. Those will all start to come out as we learn more about it.
Investigators say they do know the identity of all those killed and injured, but not all victims' family members have been notified. And some victims are unrecognizable due to the magnitude of the fiery crash, something that clearly left Governor Lamont emotional as he spoke to reporters.
Right now, my heart really goes out to, the families who are waiting. And we're going to give them best information we can as soon as we can in an honest way. But remember, these are husbands and wives and brothers and sisters and children and all members of our Connecticut family. And we feel our hearts are broken for you right now.
The governor certainly choked up there. Now, investigators say they will likely be revealing the names of those who are deceased and injured in the next few days. Now, the NTSB is going to resume their search of the wreckage tomorrow morning when the sun comes up. And as far as here at Bradley International Airport, you can see it is quiet. They are telling us that they do hope to have the airport up and fully running by the first flights that go in and out tomorrow morning, but they say you will want to check with your carrier just to be certain. We're live at Bradley International Airport. I'm Patricia Del Rio, Channel 3 Eyewitness News. Erin will send it back to you.
All right, Patricia, thank you very much. And obviously, we want to return our team coverage and continue it right now with more on those killed and injured in today's crash. As you know, there were 13 people on board that B-17, 3 crew members and 10 passengers. Channel 3's Matthew Campbell speaking exclusively tonight to the family of one of the men who died on that plane. And he apparently, Matthew, had a real passion for World War II history.
Yes, Erin, that man is Rob Rydell. We did speak with his family tonight. They say that he was an avid World War II enthusiast all the way from his teen years all the way until now. And they say tonight, tragically, he died doing what he loved.
He was a World War II enthusiast, and this trip was on his bucket list to do.
Rob Rydell's family says his life was spent chasing his love of World War II history. His honeymoon was spent visiting Pearl Harbor. His 60th birthday, which would have been less than a year from now, was going to be in Normandy. Today, he was one of the 13 who boarded this B-17.
This is something that is really, really tragic, but he died doing something that was really dear to him.
Tonight, through tears, Rydell's family celebrates a life so richly lived.
He was a very loving and giving person, and he made my mom very happy and us very happy to have him in our lives.
Rydell's family remembers Rob as the ultimate family man. He leaves behind 2 children and an 18-month-old grandchild. But even before they came into his life, history was in his blood. He spent his teenage years rebuilding this World War II Jeep.
He was just very, very smart. He always took time to get to know exactly what he was doing. He never rushed anything, which is why he was winning the prizes for the Jeep.
Looking through his Facebook, he was so excited to board the B-17. In fact, it appears he took this trip a day earlier than he was supposed to. He posted a couple pictures inside before it was about to take off. The torturous hours of not knowing the conditions of those on board were excruciating for his family. But now that they have their closure, they have a message for the others and for all of us.
What we really want people to focus on is, Rob's time and suffering is over from this crash. There's a lot of people out there that survived this crash, and they're going to have a really tough recovery. And we really want the families out there to know that we're thinking about them, and we want people to focus on them.
And to Jessica's point, we are here in Simsbury tonight, and that is because we're being told that 2 firefighters from this department were on that plane. We're being told at least one of them is at Bridgeport's burn unit. That's the latest live here with the mobile newsroom. Erin, back to you.
Matthew, just heartbreaking to hear from them tonight, that is for sure. Also want to mention that a number of the injured remain at hospitals throughout the state. A number of the victims' families remain at Hartford Hospital, praying and hoping for the very best, as all of us are hoping and praying for the very best for them. We want to go out to Channel 3's Roger Suzanne, and he is live tonight at Hartford Hospital. He spoke exclusively to one man who actually was supposed to be on this flight and lost 3 friends in this crash. And Roger, I simply can't imagine what this man is going through tonight.
Yeah, his name, Erin, is Paul Colella, and as you can imagine, he is just overcome with grief tonight. But again, he does have a feeling of relief as well, because he was also supposed to be on that tragic flight. Many people love this B-17, but very few share the kind of connection with the aircraft that Paul Colella does. Over the years, the Derby native who snapped these photos donated money to help maintain the plane, and he had flown in this exact B-17 bomber more than 25 times. It's living history.
It's being able to step aboard a 75-year-old time machine and go through what it feels like and then come back out of it on the other side.
So this morning, when Paul saw the wreckage at Bradley International Airport from his home in Arizona, he stared at the screen in shock.
At first it was disbelief. It couldn't be the 909. There was no way. This could not possibly happen.
But when the unsettling truth finally sank in, Paul didn't only feel sadness. There was relief as well.
Well, wait a minute. That could have been us today, in a very real sense. And it goes back to the same old sentence, you just never know.
You see, Paul, who spoke to us through FaceTime, and his 2 brothers were all originally scheduled to fly on today's tragic flight. But at the last second, Paul had a business obligation pop up that ruined their plans and may have saved their lives.
And all 3 of us may have had to come together if we were on that flight today, and that might have been the end of it. So you just never know where life brings you.
But mostly, Paul is mourning what he's lost. 3 of his friends, who were all fellow historic aviation aficionados, died in the crash. We aren't identifying them, and Paul didn't want to speak at length about the victims because it's still too painful. The finality of it all is still difficult to comprehend.
You know, they went up for a 1-hour ride and didn't make it. It's really sad.
And Paul says all 3 of his friends who lost their lives today passed away at the scene of that crash. We do know that 6 passengers were rushed here to Hartford Hospital right after that crash. At least 3 of those victims are still here with potentially serious injuries. So certainly many, many anxious families throughout the state tonight. Reporting live inside Hartford Hospital, I'm Roger Suzanne, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Roger, it is just so painful, and that pain is not going to go away for many people for quite some time. Even some eyewitnesses who I spoke to on the scene just extremely shaken up and emotional about what they saw with those big plumes of black smoke and the flames shooting into the air and the plane just rocking back and forth before it eventually crashed. We're going to hear from those eyewitnesses coming up in just a little bit, but for now, Mark, I want to send it back to you in the studio.
Erin, it's obviously so hard. You know, you hear that stepdaughter talk about her stepfather who died, and then you hear that gentleman right there in Roger's story. I mean, folks love these airplanes, and this is a lifestyle for them. To see this happen is just so difficult for so many.
You just think about the excitement this morning of going on this beautiful aircraft. Even the Collins Foundation, who owns the plane, calling it a majestic sight to behold. This is a gorgeous plane with so much history. They went on with so much excitement, and it really is heartbreaking to think about what was going through their minds once they realized that something was wrong with this plane. And I think that all of us, you know, with any sense of empathy tonight, can't even imagine what they went through, what their families are going through, and what the heroes and first responders saw when they got here.
Yeah, absolutely, and not to mention the two individuals who were airport employees working in the de-icing facility where the plane came down. Erin, we will check back in with you again in just a few minutes. Our coverage is going to continue throughout the newscast tonight. We want to give everyone a little background right now on the B-17 plane involved in today's crash. It's a plane designed by Boeing in the 1930s as a long-range bomber. It was known for its speed and its heavy defense armament, earning it the nickname the Flying Fortress. You may have heard that a few times today. This particular plane was built in 1944, and it wasn't used in World War II. Instead, this plane performed air-to-sea rescues and later served as a fire bomber fighting forest fires. The Collins Foundation, as Erin just said, they bought it in 1986 and restored it to look like the original 909, a B-17 used in Europe near the end of World War II. This version of the 909 had at least 2 other crashes, but neither of those resulted in serious injuries. We do want to mention, as the investigation into this deadly crash continues, officials have issued a health warning to people in Windsor, asking them not to touch any of the foam that was used to put out the plane fire today. It's possible some of that foam made its way into the Farmington River, and so people are also being urged not to take fish from the river until further notice. It's that PFAS foam. We've done several stories on that recently. It's considered a carcinogen, so just be careful with that. Stay with Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of this deadly vintage plane crash. Much more ahead in this newscast. You can also get updates anytime on the Channel 3 app, and our coverage will continue, of course, in this newscast and first thing tomorrow morning starting at 4:30. We'll be right back.
Using NJ Diet, I lost 37 pounds. I have more energy. I'm able to move. 100 pounds. Can't believe it.
I've lost 120 pounds and have kept it off.
By using Bloodwork, hair, saliva, and NJ Diet's natural bioenergetically personalized formulas, you will lose the weight, and DNA testing will help you keep it off.
I did it. So could you.
Stay healthy for the rest of your life and register today at njdiet.com.
Most people like to know how fast their car goes from 0 to 60. But wouldn't you prefer to know how fast it goes from 60 to 0? The 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan, with 6 stability-enhancing features that can help you slow down in an emergency. Come in now to your Volkswagen dealer and lease a sophisticated and capable 2019 Tiguan S4 Motion for just $209 a month.
Let thousands of cheering spectators motivate you to get moving on October 12th. Walk or run the 5K, join a relay team, or race the Eversource Hartford Marathon or half. Sign up at hartfordmarathon.com.
We are here to discuss Jesse's online time. We will let you make the first offer.
30 minutes.
Wait, what? Shh. 1 hour.
Out of the question.
1 hour with the tablet, and my client will walk the dog.
Sweeten the deal by doing the dishes.
1 hour with the tablet, the dog will do the dishes, and we got a deal. Congratulations.
Only Xfinity XFi lets you take control of your family's online time.
Now let's talk about getting our ears pierced.
No way.
Why? Please.
That's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity for $79.99 a month for 2 years, and get the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity XFi. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Get to work on time every time. Watch Pinpoint Traffic on Eyewitness News this morning and know what to expect before you hit the road.
Driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Tonight, the White House released a transcript that confirmed everything. It's all in the new movie. I know what I did last summer, and now you do too, because I released the transcript.
Who cares about Rami Malek?
Now, Channel 3 early warning weather with Chief Meteorologist Bruce DePriest.
Well, when you think of early October, you don't think about temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, but that's what we had today. The high 87 in Hartford, 89 degrees in New Haven, and a record high of 87 degrees in Bridgeport. So no record for the greater Hartford area. That remains 91 set in 1927, but that record of 83 shattered by 4 degrees, and it was originally set back in 2000. 2013 and previously in 1954. All right, tonight we have falling temperatures and falling rain in some parts of the state. You can see some green around the radar site. Right now there's rain falling in other parts of the state at the moment. You can see the gray overcast skies over Hartford. It's been drizzly and misty. Enough rain to measure in Hartford over the last couple of hours. You can see some low-hanging clouds over New Haven as well. After highs in the 80s, check this out. We're now in the 50s in northern Connecticut, 60s in southern portions of the state. Temperatures are dropping as we got this north to northeasterly breeze ushering in that cooler air for tonight. And look off to our north. We have temperatures, well, 56 degrees in Boston, but 47 in Portland and 44 degrees in Burlington, Vermont. Bangor, Maine is 45, and high pressure is going to force that cool air southward across New England tonight and tomorrow. So for now, we got the drizzle and the clouds in parts of Connecticut now, and some rain off to our west. Now, here's early warning futurecast showing that we'll have some spotty showers and some drizzle as we go through tonight. And tomorrow's going to be a cloudy or mostly cloudy day. Now, there could be some rain in southwestern Connecticut in the morning, a better chance for showers statewide as we go into the afternoon. And then as a storm passes right through southern New England tomorrow night, a period of steadier rain that could be moderate to heavy at times. That will end Friday morning, and then as the day wears on, partly to mostly sunny skies, but a north to northwesterly wind could be gusting to 30 to 40 miles an hour. That's going to bring in some pretty cool air. So your lows for tonight, 40s inland, low 50s at the coast, and your highs for tomorrow only in the 50s, nearly 30 degrees warmer, or cooler, I should say, than what it was for today. We'll be in the 40s tomorrow night with the rain, then Friday becoming partly to mostly sunny, a windy day, a high of 62, and you could have some frost Friday night and early Saturday morning. Hopefully that's the case with all these Triple E concerns, but I don't expect a widespread killing frost Saturday morning. Otherwise, the weekend looks beautiful. Sunny Saturday, 63, and then Sunday, sunshine gives way to increasing clouds in the afternoon, a high of 68. Rain will move in Sunday night and last into the middle part of Monday, and then we'll clear out with a high of 62. Tuesday and Wednesday, beautiful. Highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s and 40s. And for the shoreline tomorrow, 59 with a chance for showers.
All right, Bruce, thank you very much. Right now, we are going back to our continuing coverage of the deadly plane crash at Bradley Airport this morning. And as we've mentioned, we have confirmed 7 people are dead following that horrific crash of a vintage plane. In all, 13 people were on board. We're going to go back out live right now to Channel 3's Erin Connolly. She is at the airport with some new details. Erin, I know earlier tonight you were talking. The airport's obviously in a very busy area, a lot of businesses nearby, and a lot of people seem to know something was wrong when this plane flew overhead, right?
Exactly. You have to think about Bradley Airport's an area surrounded by businesses. It is surrounded by homes. And then you think at the time of the day when this happened, you're talking 9:45, 9:50 in the morning. People are awake. People are walking. People are home. People are at these businesses. We talked to a number of people today who actually witnessed the plane going overhead, some describing it as just 50 feet in the air, rocking back and forth and making such a loud noise that was actually shaking the building that they were inside. Let's hear from some of those eyewitnesses now.
I said, hey man, look at this. It flew right over us, and you can see the shadow just covering all of us.
Jonathan Sanchez works for Lazfly in Windsor Locks and saw that vintage B-17 plane overhead just moments before it crashed and burst into flames.
Moments later, our managers came out because they heard the vibration of the building, and we all just saw the black smoke, and my heart just broke once I saw that plume of black smoke. It was like something I've never seen before. Like I was really scared.
Bill Schweitzer lives near Bradley International Airport in Windsor Locks. He tells us you get used to the sights and sounds of planes, but this was something he'd never seen or heard before.
It wasn't low. It was low. You see, like that treetop right there, 100 feet over that. Now, when aircraft fly around my house, even prop jobs, they're a lot higher than that. This thing came in low, like it was a problem, an emergency landing.
As you just heard, I think people knew right away that there was an issue, and just minutes after these folks saw that plane in the air, that is when it crash landed into that maintenance facility. I also talked to some eyewitnesses who were staying at hotels nearby. They had a bird's eye view of this flight crashing. They took some pictures. They said it was unimaginable and that those are images that are going to stick with them for a very long time. Mark, I want to send it back to you.
All right, I think when this happened earlier today, everybody immediately thinks, you know, maybe this isn't what happened here. Maybe there was something else that took place at the airport. But as the events unfolded throughout the day, obviously it turned out to be just a tragic situation for so many.
Yeah, I think once people saw that black plume of smoke in the air and the flames and they heard ambulances, they saw LifeStar coming in, I think that's when the gravity of the situation really set in, where they said, hey, this looked like a problem and it really is a problem. And as we learn more details, it just gets harder and harder to hear.
All right, Erin, we will see you again in a few minutes coming up. We appreciate it. Just a reminder to everybody, you can get the latest anytime using the Channel 3 app. The news continues right after this.
This fall on Channel 3, catch familiar faces in new places. At 3, The Doctor is in.
It's an all-new season of The Dr. Oz Show.
Then,
I'm in heaven.
Better Connecticut gets even better. Afternoons at 4. At 4:30, join Mark Zinni, Erin Connolly, and Mark Dixon for an all-new Eyewitness News at 4:30. Dr. Oz at 3. Better Connecticut at 4. Followed by Eyewitness News at 4:30. Afternoons are all new on Channel 3.
Find Pandora.
We're all good together.
With Contour from Cox, you'll find more than your favorite music apps. You'll find your together.
We're all good together.
Reach for more and spread your wings. Elevate your taste. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings.
Play the course the pros play while supporting our troops. Birdies for the Brave takes place at TPC River Highlands in Cromwell on Tuesday, October the 15th. Join Channel 3 in the Travelers Championship in supporting our troops. Sign up as a sponsor or register to play. It's Birdies for the Brave.
Covering Windsor and all of Hartford County, Eyewitness News is everywhere.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have a few other stories we do want to mention to you tonight that are new at 11. First to New Haven, where the Board of Education is cutting ties with its superintendent. This has been developing for some time. At a meeting earlier this evening, board members announced that they have come to an agreement with Dr. Carol Burks to end her contract. Board members say they are not terminating her, and they will work out an agreement in terms of a severance. There had been calls to fire Dr. Burks after her plan to reassign dozens of teachers within the district to save them some money there. Concerns over the Triple E virus are still growing right now here in our state after 2 more cases this week, one of them deadly. A person in their 60s from East Haddam died from the mosquito-borne illness, while a 4th person from Colchester is still in the hospital. 2 other people, you'll recall, have also died already this year, one in Old Lyme, another in East Lyme. Families who live in the area are now taking extra precautions to keep as many mosquitoes away as possible.
I take the cover and just get it all taut, and I get all the water in one area. And then I have a siphon on top, and I just siphon the water out and just keep it, and I go with my skimmer and just keep pulling the water till it all comes out.
Now, even if you don't live in one of the 17 towns currently affected, or at least where the mosquitoes have been detected, experts say you should still avoid going out during the dawn or dusk hours and certainly use mosquito repellent until we get that good hard frost. All right, as we go to break right now, let's take a live look from our iCam for you at Bradley International Airport. Erin is going to join us one more time next with a breaking news update on the events. We'll be right back.
Using NJ Diet, I lost 37 pounds. I have more energy. I'm able to move. 100 pounds. Can't believe it.
I've lost 120 pounds and have kept it off.
By using Bloodwork, hair, saliva, and NJ Diet's natural bioenergetically personalized formulas, you will lose the weight, and DNA testing will help you keep it off.
I did it, so could you.
Stay healthy for the rest of your life and register today at njdiet.com.
From the 5 a.m. wakers to the 6 a.m. sleepers, everyone wants to stay connected. That's why Xfinity Mobile created a wireless network that auto-connects you to millions of secure Wi-Fi hotspots and the best LTE everywhere else. And when mobile and internet work together, staying connected has never been easier. Get Xfinity Internet for $30 a month and save even more when you get Xfinity Mobile. Plus, switch and save up to $800 a year on your wireless bill with Xfinity Mobile. Call, click, or visit a store today.
I wanted to get ahead, and it became clear a master's degree was the next step. It's not easy, but you can do it with the personal support from Post University.
I got this. Come on. Really? Thanks for the ride. Hey, no problem. You know, funniest thing? I had a couple of bucks, and I played the lottery the other night.
Play the Connecticut Lottery. It doesn't take much to live big.
Let thousands of cheering spectators motivate you to get moving on October 12th. Walk or run the 5K, join a relay team, or race the Eversource Hartford Marathon or half. Sign up at hartfordmarathon.com.
Feel like you've tried almost everything to relieve your chronic nasal congestion? And facial pain or pressure still keeping you under? It may be nasal polyps. Finally, there's Xhance, the only FDA-approved nasal spray that uses your mouth. So when you blow into Xhance, your breath helps deliver medicine deep in the nose to the source of the problem. Xhance treats nasal polyps and significantly improves nasal congestion to help you get back in your element.
In clinical trials, Xhance significantly improved nasal congestion and reduced nasal polyps, though for most they were not completely eliminated. Xhance may cause nasal problems such as nosebleeds, crusting, sores, hole in the septum, and slow wound healing. Eye problems such as cataracts and glaucoma may occur. Xhance may increase the risk of infections. Other side effects may include redness, pain or swelling in the nose or throat, congestion, and headache.
Experience the difference. Ask your ENT or allergist about Xhance.
This year marks Kahoot! Rug's 65th anniversary. 65 years selling fine Oriental rugs.
For over 65 years and 3 generations, that's all we've done. And we do it well. Celebrate our 65th anniversary with us. Come to Kahoot! Rugs for exceptional pricing on the finest handmade rugs and special savings at every store.
Kahoot! Is the only name you need to know for fine rugs and solid savings.
It's been a long time. When I started, I still had dark hair.
Kahoot! Rugs, West Hartford Center, Manchester, Canton, Connecticut, and Holyoke, Mass.
Welcome back, everyone. We want to go back one more time to Channel 3's Erin Connolly. Erin, I think it goes without saying, we're all thinking tonight of the survivors, of course, the victims, their family members, and the first responders.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think that, as you said, it goes without saying. Right now, things are a bit quiet here, but NTSB will be back in the morning. We're going to learn a lot more over the next few days about the victims and also about the heroes in this. So much more to come, that's for sure.
All right, Erin Connolly, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us, everybody. The news continues tomorrow morning at 4:30. Have a good night.
She wanted a roommate who could help with the cooking, but she wanted someone who loved